So Rees Zammit is no longer on this team, and I know y'all didn't think I was gonna sit here and not cover that. I have to cover that. Rees Zammit is no longer on this team, and that is very surprising because you would think that with the the hype that he's received and all of that stuff that was said about him and him being the next up rugby star, you would think he'll be staying with the Kansas City Chiefs. But really and truly, he is on a whole nother team. The Chiefs ended up cutting him. I'm pretty sure it was probably just a practice squad move or, just a move to cut him but bring him back or keep him around. But that didn't work out as he ended up signing with the Jacksonville Jaguars, surprisingly, And it's very, very surprising to see. I can't believe it. I didn't think that Rees Zammit will be getting released, honestly. I mean, I heard how much of a supporter I was for Rees Zammit, how big I was on him, but he ended up going, He's on the Jacksonville Jaguars now, and they added him to their practice squad, and yeah, man, they added him to their practice squad. They signed him. Former Kansas City Chiefs running back Rees Zammit. He would serve as the 17th member of the practice squad via the International Player Pathway Program. And the Chiefs were actually interested in keeping him, And here's what Brett Veach had to say, quote, "I think the Jacksonville thing and their relationship overseas and what that brings to the table, going overseas twice a year, I think that was probably something that interested him." That's what Brett Veach had to say. Then here's what he had to say again, quote, "Phenomenal kid, phenomenal worker. And again, just thinking back on the tremendous amount of progress he made in a short amount of time, I think he'll continue to grow and develop. And I think he found a really good spot there in Jacksonville." Now, I can't believe it. I thought he was going to be a Chief for at least a year or two. This is me talking now. I honestly can't believe that Rees Zammit is on the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's still hard to believe, but that's what it is, And now it's just about moving on from here. But I think he could actually be pretty good with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think his career doesn't stop. Even though I, thought that the Chiefs was the most ideal place for him, I still believe that he has potential to do something with the Jacksonville Jaguars eventually. But something that's interesting, right, is after being listed as a running back with the Chiefs, Rees Zammit has since been listed as a wide receiver by the Jaguars. So what Brett Veach had to say was, quote, "We kept it open. We wanted the kid to really look at maybe some different opportunities as well. Pretty remarkable when you think about a player that doesn't have any pro-American football experience, no middle school, no high school, no big-time college experience. We were kind of thinking about it going through camp. Imagine not having any sort of foundational background just to be thrown in and be doing one-on-one pass pros with a Drew Tranquill or a Nick Bolton. I mean, that's pretty incredible." That's what Brett Veach had to say. And here's what he had to say again, quote, "I think for him, it'll be just finding out that exact position. Running back, maybe a big slot receiver. I think he does have some potential as a returner. I'm not so sure he couldn't be a kicker. I mean, he had an outstanding leg, and with this new rule, he could do some different things, provide some versatility." So Brett Veach has a lot of positive things to say about Rees Zammit, and him getting cut isn't the worst thing ever for him. He just may not be with the Kansas City Chiefs, but it's honestly not that bad. Yeah, man, I mean, I don't know. He missed out on that Kansas City Chiefs 53-man squad. I know it's going to be some Jaguars fans, coming over here to watch this video as well. I know it's going to be, some rugby fans, Chiefs fans even, because y'all always support me, of course, because this is Chiefs priority. But I don't know, man. Rees Zammit, I feel like he had more in store for the Kansas City Chiefs. I really feel like he had more to store. I mean, a Wales native, Rees Zammit, he signed with the Chiefs after a dazzling performance in the NFL's IPP scouting combine. He spent the offseason with the Chiefs. He suited up for all 3 preseason games with them. He showcased versatility. I mean, he lined up at running back. He caught a pass. He logged 22 snaps on special teams. You know, he logged 22 snaps on special teams, and that kind of versatility can help him work his way up into the roster. And I don't know, man. It's definitely some versatility. It's definitely some versatility. And the more guys can do and the more flexible your roster is the more things you can do number-wise, So it's definitely some flexibility having a guy like Rees Zammit who can literally play a bunch of different roles, And the more ways you could contribute, the higher chances of getting playing time on game day will be. And that's true for all types of players, And Rees Zammit, he came from the IPP, so he doesn't count toward the 16 players teams can carry on special teams, But Rees Zammit gives the Jaguars an option on special teams, and I am mad about it a little bit because I did want to see, how this Rees Zammit thing goes and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, we kind of had no choice, We had no choice, man, because this roster is too, it's too talented. And some guys, they just can't make the cut. Now, Justin Ross, Tony, guys who even got cut. Justin Ross was a surprise cut because he was with us for a minute, but he's back on the practice squad. So it's not over for the Ross campaign yet. It's not 100% over for him. Even though being in practice squad is definitely not something that anyone wants to be on, especially a guy like Justin Ross who actually has real talent. But, him with the issues with lining up and McCole having to show him how to line up, stuff like that, I just can't, it's just unacceptable as a professional football player. But Ross does have the talent. And with a roster like this, it was very hard to keep Rees Zammit. You got Carson Steele, Hilaire, and Pacheco at, running back. So it wasn't really any room for Rees Zammit to really stay. But to be honest with you, he's still a very good experiment piece, very good experiment piece. And the Jaguars should experiment with Rees Zammit and see what they could do with him, because he could give some special teams value and he could give value all across the field. So I love the potential of what he could do with the Jaguars, even though I wish it was with the Kansas City Chiefs. It is what it is, man. But it's been your boy, Chiefs Priority, and I'm out. Peace.